No, no, no. It's the Nibbler in YouTube. So go to youtube.com and type in the Nibbler all together. There's no spaces. No, the Nibbler. Capital T, lowercase h e, capital N, lowercase I B B L E R 3 4. Okay. All right. So you see my live stream, right? So if you go into character, right? You see I have nothing in intelligence. I have 5 points in intelligence. Okay. That dictates whatever your base weapon damage is. No, sir. That's the Inferno at 700. It says it has 686. What is it calculating for me? I have nothing in intelligence, so the base weapon. Okay, so well now it's at right. So does that mean whatever the base would actually be the base damage would actually be like the bare minimum damage that that weapon can do. So ideally, well, I don't have on any armor or anything. So I'm just trying to figure out how much damage they do. Does that make sense? So so when I go, I didn't slot those points. So 686, right? 686 base damage, 554. So Inferno and this staff, based upon the base damage, is better than this one. 33. So okay, so 33% would be 686. On which one? Inferno, Burninator, or the one I bought? Right. Okay, so if okay, so on the staff that I bought, I get a plus 9% damage while my stamina is not full, right? Okay. So with that being said, if I equip this staff, jump around, right? Open it back up, my damage should go up, but it doesn't. So so then why does Inferno drop in base damage when it's not equipped? And how do I have 43 points in intelligence? Where am I getting these points from? Equipment, 38 points. Yeah, well, I took that off. So now it says, so now it's, yeah, I don't. No, they're not. This is 686. This is 554. This one's 554. So then I am getting the 14% for weapon damage. Yeah, because there's nothing else that is added onto these staffs that should change the base damage, right? So the base damage should be the base damage when it's in your inventory, based upon what perks you have on that weapon. 213, 213, 213. So it's not a percentage of whatever your base damage is. Okay. Well, right. Earlier I was asking you about like the fire damage, right? Like they calculated the fire damage. I thought you said it was like 10% or whatever it was, or a percentage of whatever your base damage was dictated your fire damage. Remember that combo? No, 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 not the attunement, just the overall fire damage. Unless I misunderstood. Because I said, because remember I said, well, if the base damage dictates the fire damage, right? How much fire damage you do, wouldn't, if you increase the fire damage that you're putting out through perks, wouldn't that increase the base damage? I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard about this. Well, because every stat, anything and everything. Yeah. Because like okay, so my intelligence dictates my base damage, right? And it automatically changes, right? So it's at 686 equipped, right? I get my 45, I'm at 43 points in intelligence, and then my base damage is still 686, right? But that changes, okay? But when I equipped, let's say like I don't want something with intelligence. Constitution. Okay, here we go. We got Constitution, but I get an additional 2% to fire damage off of my gem, and then additional 2% fire damage off of fire harnessing, right? Nothing else applies to fire that's on here. Okay, so when I go here and I equip this, right? You and I both know I have an increase of 4% in fire damage, right? How come it doesn't show it for fire damage? If my intelligence, if my intelligence drops, my base damage drops. It shows the difference. But if my fire damage is increased, it doesn't show me the increase. It doesn't say that. Why though? Like I'm not trying to be difficult. Believe you me, I'm not trying. I have ADHD. Okay, so I have to fully understand something in order for me to be able to fully understand it. What I'm saying is whether I attack or not, whether I attack or not, that 2% fire damage increase is there. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So if I take this off, let's go hit this dummy, right? 11, 60, 45, 45, 72, 45, 45, 45. Okay, right? We got that. So my ticks for my fire damage, my burn is doing 45 right now. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna equip this. Okay. Wait, did I equip it? No, I did not. Equip. Okay. Oh, 46, 46, 46, 46, 46, 46, 46. That is irritating. I want to know how much damage my weapons do based upon my gear. I I I, I shouldn't I shouldn't have to sit here and smack a dummy in order to see that it takes 46 points of damage per fire tick when it's, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to do that. That fire damage stat should change. So if I'm getting 2%, 4%, 100%, whatever the percentage is, that fire damage notion or that fire damage stat that's on the weapon should either elevate or decrease or increase or decrease depending upon what it is that I have on my gear. So the staff itself comes standard at 213 fire damage, right? So with the added, it should show the added on the weapon, so I know that hey, okay, so my fire damage, I'm hitting it with all of my gear on, I'm hitting at 280. You know what I'm saying? And then my second question would be is it are the percentages just all added together? You know what I'm saying? And then applied to fire damage? Or is it 2% of the fire damage and then that's added to the fire damage? And then, oh, here comes another 2%. And then it's a new total, 2% of that total. Does it stack like that? Or is it just all the percentages added up and then applied? Because that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference in damage. Nice way of telling me that you haven't tested it. Well, all right, so I need to go with Burninator. I'm gonna put Burninator on this. I mean, I would share it with you. I'm not sharing it with Prez. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. I don't get off to the wrong foot with a lot of people, and just some people just rub me the wrong way, and he's one of them. Bro, so like just for example, last night, like I have you can log out of my live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and close it.